Die Rollin.
Hello, and my name is Adam.
No, he's not Adam. I'm Adam, and he's not Adam.
Do you know what I really am?
Who?
Kung Fu Panda!
Well, okay, this is.
I love noodles. I love noodles. I've got a panda belly.
Right.
Look at that. I look like a panda, basically.
Because all the tiredness.
Yeah, all the tiredness.
Yeah.
And I love noodles.
Perfect. You already
Do
mentioned
you
that.
know what my favourite film is?
I mean, following a thread here, I couldn't know.
Some people say maybe it's Kung Fu Panda.
Okay, right.
Kung Fu Panda, the original.
Yeah.
Some would say the best.
Okay.
Maybe Kung Fu Panda 2.
Oh, you know what? They made two.
They made two.
Kung Fu Panda 2.
Yeah, and then they made Kung Fu Panda, the Secrets of the Masters.
Careful, I mean, you're getting very close there. Okay, cool. So, what's this got to do with anything?
So I heard a rumour.
Yeah. It's not Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, I had a rumour.
Yeah.
I had a rumour that they made a game about this. Now, this is controversial because whenever they ever make a game about a film,
Yeah.
they ruin it.
What, like The Godfather?
Oh, yeah, but ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, you just found it there.
Straight away. Video games, Fallout, but yeah.
Fallout, worst game ever
no,
made.
I think like
No, but I did generally.
sometimes the media doesn't translate.
Yeah.
Right.
Although that said, I do currently own in my game shelf of shame.
Your Calyx of Opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex Opportunity. I do own the game Narcos, which is based on the TV series, which is another Call Me Your Name.
Narcos.
Game. Narcos or Narcos. So yes, so I'm excited because what I want to know is whether or not they've ruined my favourite film
Okay.
by creating a crap game,
Well, I mean,
or just added layers on layers and layers of awesome panda fluffiness.
well, we'll find out. So let's get this to the table and see what we can see.
Good.
Let's calm down.
That's a lot of energy.
It was a very hot
It was
evening
a lot of
to be playing a very energetic game. So, Kung Fu Panda is a board game.
So theming, straight out of the bat, 10 out of 10, really nailed the theming. The tiles were really intricate. You could see what they tried to do with sort of getting that Kung Fu Panda feel. The gameplay is a standard gameplay similar to things like Temple Run and
You mean Escape the Temple?
yeah, that one, and the one with zombies as well.
Escape the Zombie City?
Yeah, that's one. And that to me is where it fell flat.
So what were you kind of hoping to get out of this? Were you expecting more of like a dungeon crawler kind of thing? Were you hoping to get out, or?
Yeah, the thing is, I really love the film. And
Mhm.
the film is like high energy, high pace, high voltage. Like, it's an exciting film, lots going on. And I think going into this game, I think you've got a lot of colour, you've got a lot of, you've got the miniatures, it looks great. But there's nothing, there's no background.
No heart?
Yeah, I liked the game. Don't get me wrong. I thought the game was good. I didn't think it was bad. I just didn't get into it, and I'm disappointed because I really wanted to.
I mean, you got those DVDs out and everything, right?
I got the DVDs out. I love the franchise. I love the brand.
Yeah. Here's my thoughts on this.
Yeah.
I don't think you are the target audience for this because this is a game for 8+, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
But they take like 5 to 10 minutes for a game, or like 10 to 15 minutes for a game of this. So I think like you could sit down with some kids and play this, and they could have fun rolling a bunch of dice, custom dice which look quite nice, and like just get through all these levels in 50 minutes. I know personally, I've got a couple of games I can play with my kids, which are a bit more deeper. Yeah. But to be fair, they won't get at the table because like the kids just don't have the attention span to sit there and play stuffed fables for like an hour and a half. Whereas a 50-minute board game, I think they were aiming for much more kind of pick up and play, chuck a bunch of dice. I agree with you. It's very much Escape the Temple. Yeah. That's that same kind of thing.
And that's the thing. But if you're aiming at that market, and this is where you and I are going to disagree, I think it needs to be simpler.
Okay.
Because I think there's a lot of layers in it, and I think
there are, yeah.
I think there's too many layers for that to be. And I really wanted to like the game, but all I can think of this is Escape the Temple and Kung Fu Panda branding over the top, and it doesn't even have the soundtrack, and that to me is a bit that saddens me because I think if you've gone as far to get the DreamWorks branding and get all of that bits and pieces, like. Listen at the market and look at the market, what the best games in this genre do, and they have the soundtrack that immerses you into it. It makes it that's the thing. The soundtrack's there, that adds the pace, the action, and the adrenaline into it. But when you're rolling your dice on your own, you know in this setting, and you've got a sound timer which is sort of half-heartedly trying to keep an eye on that and roll your dice and deal with this and deal with the other.
Yeah. Do you think this would have been better if you had like app integration with it, for instance, which had a timer which would go off?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Because I agree with you on the fact that when you play... Sorry, we are comparing this to a game called Escape from the Temple. I would say that like in that, the soundtrack is your timer as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah.
So you kind of know when to stop and things like that. So yeah, I can see a point in that. Like, I'd agree with you. That would have been a nice addition to this to kind of get to that same level, because when you are rolling all those dice, it's very hard to keep a track of where that sound timer is, right?
And the thing is, it's a little bit like the analogy, like you've always eaten burgers, right? You've always had burgers, you love burgers are great, and then one day you go out and have a steak. And you go back and you go and have your burger and it just is a little bit disappointing because you know that the steak tastes better, right? Okay. So, and that's the problem with this game, is that actually it's a nice game. But the problem is... Why
have hamburger when you can have steak? Right?
Why buy Kung Fu Panda, the board game? Why buy this game when you can buy Escape from the Temple.
Escape from the Cursed Temple.
Escape from the Temple. Which has got the CD, which has got the dice. It's a simpler gameplay. It's easier for other kids, younger kids to pick up. And actually it works for adults too. And that is my problem. That is my absolute problem with the game.
It's a very valid problem. I think obviously as well in this you've got some nice miniatures in there as well.
Yes.
But I would agree with you. I think that like if you were only going to have one dice chucking game in your collection that you could play with your children, Escape from the Temple probably would win.
And that's the thing. Like, I loved the film. I loved the theme, and I genuinely would buy it just for that. But in terms of gameplay, like I have a better game on my shelf that has
collecting dust.
And it's not that I don't like the game. I do like the game. I enjoy the game. But you know, it is at the end of the day essentially a dice rolling game. It's a game of luck, and it's fun. It's exciting. Yep. But you've got to build that as a game designer into the game, and I just don't think they've done that. Yeah. And I hate coming on here and like cutting down games. But in this instance, you see, even the lights agree with me. Yeah. In this instance, that is the case.
Yeah, the thing is, I agree with you. Like, I think if you weren't comparing this to Escape from the Cursed Temple or whatever the name of the game is, you'd have like a decent family dice chucker, a little more complex, perhaps for the target audience they might have been going for this. But I mean, they do say in the rules you can take some bits out of this. But I would say that, like, if you really like Kung Fu Panda and you want a dice chucking game and you've not played Escape from the Cursed Temple, you can pick this up. But
yeah, exactly, and that's exactly how I'd frame it. I was like, if you're looking for a game that you want to play with sort of 8 to 14-year-olds, you know, that's a bit more accessible, this is the game. But if you already have Escape from the Temple in your board game collection, you don't need it because it's the same game but not quite as good.
It's an alternative, but not a.
It's not as good. In my view, it's not as good, and everyone will have a view on this game. And I've seen a Board Game Geek. I've seen a lot of people rave about it. Oh, it's brilliant, it's fantastic. But I've also seen a lot of people with a similar view than me, and I held a judgment until I played it. But a similar view to me that why not make it a better game? Mm-hmm. Why just stick at having a burger instead of making steak?
Yeah,
with peppercorn sauce.
There we go. Well, and I mean that's all there is to say really about it. So that was Kung Fu Panda the board game. It's not for Jamie. If I didn't have Escape the Cursed Temple in my collection, this might be something I picked up. But yeah, for me, it's a decent enough game if you've not played Escape from the Dark Castle. No, Escape the Temple.
There are so many games that we watch and play now, and this hobby is going like boom. And just trying to keep track of everything is just an absolute nightmare.
So many titles.
Anyway, let's do some admin.
Yeah, so if you like this, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And on YouTube, you'll find a plethora of mispronounced words and incorrect rule.
You mean a plethora?
A plethora of videos, and you can watch me get the rules 60% correct 60% of the time.
And on this channel, we love your comments and your feedback. So please, 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 let us know what you think. Did you think it was good? Did you think it was bad? Did you disagree with us? Have you got some rule corrections that mean that we were playing it wrong and actually that's why it would have been a better game? Adam loves those rule corrections, by the way. He loves.
Jamie says this, and now maybe people think I really don't like people correcting me on rules, but please do correct me on rules.
Yeah, we genuinely do.
It is good.
It is good, and that's what this community is all about. You know, we don't profess to be brilliant at playing the games.
No, I don't think I played a game of Nemesis right once, and I've got solo plays.
Well, according to the comments down below, definitely not.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for our admin, I think. Yeah, I've been Adam.
And I've been Jamie, and the guy behind the camera has been Will.
He's got his thumbs up. You can't see that, but, you know.
Don't do that, Will.
Please put it back.